Hi there. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can create a background slideshow for a container that is fully synchronized with a loop carousel widget. So if you want to click or switch to any item of the loop carousel widget, the background slideshow will automatically change with it. So they are fully connected. And the good part is that the content inside that container is not going to change. The only thing that's going to change is the background slideshow and your loop carousel item, which you are going to switch manually or it's going to work automatically. This is going to be done with the help of custom code. So let's get started. Now, in order to build our slider that is going to sync with loop carousel widget, we are going to create a new page and we are going to build it all on that new specific page. So I'm going to create a new page and the page name would be background sync with loop carousel. That's it. I'll go ahead and edit with Elementor. And the next step is that we have a header, we have everything, and I don't want any of that because I want a very clean look. So for that I have to enable canvas mode. That way whatever I'm showing you is exactly a clean look. So here I'm going to put on a full size container, and that container is going to be having a height of 100% on VH. That way it's completely filled. And for the background, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and select a couple of slideshows, and from here the style I'm going to choose a slideshow. Now the key element is here that any way you want to do it, but the number of slides should be matching the number of carousels or the carousel items. So I'm going to explain that further later on, but let's get started and add a couple of images. So the first image is going to be this one, second would be this one, third would be this one, and let's go for the fourth one. I think that's a low resolution image, so I'll skip that one. I'll just add 4 images. I'll create a gallery, I click on insert gallery, and that's it. Now the size can be put easily on cover, and the position should be center on center. I think in the slideshow it's mostly done automatically. And to further pop out the content of the slider, or let's say the section, I'm going to add a background overlay that should be a black color. So that way if I increase the opacity of the overlay color, it presents it. Now let's put it on 5.5. That's it. Now another thing I want to do is I want to increase the content width to 1300. That's it. And here I'm going to add two columns. The first thing is that you can see here that when I added the column or the container, the content is already sticking to the top, so I'll put it on the center, and here I'll add another sub container that I can switch in between. I think it didn't work as expected. Okay, and here I'm gonna add a container. I don't know why it's not appearing properly, but let me use that way. Yeah, now it appears perfectly fine. I'll add another container, I'll close this thing, and within the primary container I'll choose a direction this way, and when I'm putting it that way, I can see that it is splitting into 2 columns. I'll decrease the padding to 10 pixels so I can see the little bit of difference. Here I'm going to add a title, and the title should say a background slider is syncing with loop carousel widget. That's it. Here I'm gonna give it a white color. I'd say the font style should be, let's put it on DM Sans 700, capitalize, and I should be 46. I think I can pump it out even to 52. That's perfect. Now let me increase the width of the content further. That's it. I'll add some couple of more text elements. I'll add further height of this column. It should be a little bit here in the 700 zone. Here, search for the loop carousel widget. Here's the great one. I should be adding the loop carousel on the right side of the column, and here I'm gonna put it on the end, so that way instead of being on the top here, it should be on the end. Now there are a couple of options with you. The first option is that you can create your own custom template right here for a loop carousel. You can design it any way you want, but since I have a ready-made template ready, it's the exact same process, nothing is different. All I have to just implement my template, and you can see here that the template is designed for a single column look. Now the whole logic, or let's say the idea of this connecting the background slider with this loop carousel widget is to have a loop carousel widget with one column only. So instead of having slides to display, it should be one, and there you see. And right now I have only slides on the section background, so here I'm gonna have only 3 slides here as well. See, that's perfect. Now the next thing here is that it has a little bit of navigation. I think I should, here you can see it has the arrows, so I'm gonna disable those, and with the pagination I am having dots. So for the dots I'm gonna go for the size, increase the size of it. Yeah, that's there, I see them, 20 pixels, and the color should be, I'll put it on white. Now the goal here is to connect this. Whenever I'm gonna switch a slide, the background slideshow should change. So the first thing here is that you publish your page, and the next thing you come here is that you have to assign some IDs into your two of your elements. For example, this is the loop carousel and this is the primary section. For the primary section, this is the major one, which includes all of this content, and at the same time it includes the background slideshow as well. Go to advanced tab, and here in the CSS ID specifically, since it's a custom code solution, so it is really reliant on how it should appear. So for the CSS ID, I have to use the outer slider dash box. This is the CSS ID. You don't have to add any pound or hash, you just have to add this specifically. And the next thing is here that for the loop carousel item or the widget itself, you have to go to the advanced tab, and here for the CSS ID you have to add inner slider dash box. So these two are going to be identified as, like, for example, for the JavaScript to work properly, the JavaScript can see, okay, this is the primaries section which has the background slideshow, and then this is the inner part of the page which contains the loop carousel widget or whatever it is. So now I'll click on publish, and we'll go ahead to the dashboard of the website. That's it. From the dashboard, I'm going to add some custom code, and that custom code is going to be shared with you either in the description or a blog link, but it will be there with you. So you can go ahead to the Elementor, click on custom code, and from the custom code, what you can do is add new code. And here you can give it any name. So I'm going to give it a name of Sync Background Slider with Carousel. And the position should be set to body end, and paste your code. So this is JavaScript code that is going to target the specific elements of our page, and that way it's going to make it synchronize with each other. So if I click on publish and entire site save and close, you're going to see that amazing effect on the page. So I'll click on preview this, and here you are. So if I click here, see, it is changing. If I'm going to do anything, it changes perfectly. So the logic here, or the idea of this whole section is, like, for example, you've seen it on multiple websites where this content is never going to change, but whenever there is a slider, or let's say a small portion of the content giving you some further information, it gets changed. What happens is that whenever someone clicks on it, it changes along with it. So that's how it works. So that's how you do it. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, that's it. I wish you have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.